Yes, finally. Sorry for the delay. I have some technical issues. Let's start. Let's play some music. Let me check. Seems like everything is going according to Kikaku. Now. Here. Perfect. Everything's going great. Now. Okay. So let's get into Blender. As you guys remember, if you haven't seen the previous video, we saw a lot of shortcuts to make our work faster and easier. Right now we are going to click this. We don't need it. We don't need all that information. We don't need a light, so we click it and we press X to delete. Remember, that's one of our shortcuts. So as you guys can see, we have our list of shortcuts we can use to make our work faster and more efficient. Let's click on the camera and we delete it. And we're going to click on the box, on the cube, and we're going to delete it. Now, we can move our camera by holding our mouse wheel, and we can move like this. If we make shift mouse wheel, we can move in a plane. And if we place Alt, we can move between planes. Now, today we are going to try to make a chair. We are going to add an object. For this we are going to press Shift and A. We are going to go to Mesh. And we are going to go to Cube. And we have made a cube. We are going to go to Move. We move the object. As I guys told you, as I guys tell you before, I really like to work above the grid. I don't know why, but I like it. So I am going to leave my object here. We can always move our object by clicking on the arrows to keep the movement on that axis. By doing this, if I move to the side, my object is not going to move. It's only going to move through the blue axis. Now that I have my object approximately where I want it to be, I am going to scale it with scale. I am going to scale it through the blue axis to flatten it. And I want to also enlarge it to the sides. So I am going to click here. And I am going to extend it there. The chair is not really that square, so I am going to move it like this. So here our bone will be set. Now, a chair is not only a platform to sit our butt in. We also need legs and a place to stand our back. For this, we're gonna go to edit mode. We can change object and edit mode here. And we are going to press R. Ctrl R allows to make a line. We can make multiple lines or just one. I press Ctrl R once and I can, with the mouse wheel, I can increase the number of lines. I only need one right now. I'm going to do this again to show another aspect of it. Once I select one line, I can still move it. I don't want to move it right now. I want it just in the center. So I am going to press R, Ctrl R. I am not going to create more lines. I am going to create one. Once I have one, I am not going to move my mouse. I am going to quickly click again, so I can have a line that goes just straight on the line, just in the center. Now, I am going to go to X-ray mode. Going to select faces, select all the faces on this axis, and I'm going to delete faces. Now you're thinking, why are you deleting the faces? You are basically working with half the object now, and not only that, it's a hollow object. Well, you see, we are going to be working with a modifier now. As I explained before, here we have the properties of our object, but we can also modify our object. We're going to go to Add Modifiers, and we're going to go to Mirror. Now we created a mirror of this object, but this mirror is on the y-axis, not on the x-axis. So we are going to change this and here. Making a mirror means that everything I do on this side is going to be reflected on the other side as a mirror. If I select these two vertex and I move them, I am also going to move it on the opposite side. This can make my work way faster. Way faster and more freely. I don't need to be thinking on what I'm doing on the other side. I can quickly do this on my side, and I don't have to think on the repercussions of the other side. Let's Ctrl C to go back. Now, I want to Ctrl R, and we are going to get closer to the line. If I want to make it like better, I could do this. Now I'm going to go to this side, and I'm going to create two lines. And I'm going to go to scale, and I'm going to scale it through the x-axis. As you can see, I can move my my vertex, my line, my edges only through the object, because it's in a flat line. And there it is. I have made my squares. So I have made a square there, and a square there. Pretty nifty. Let's go back to X-ray. Let's select the vertex. Remember, we can shift select, so I can select multiple vertex. I am going to use red scale to get them a little closer, and then I'm going to move them on the green axis to move them back. What I'm doing now is I am refining the edges of my seat, so it doesn't become a pointy object. It doesn't have an edge. It becomes more rounded. Remember, we can click here and we can drag to create a new viewpoint. In this viewpoint, I can now see directly on top, and I can move here. This allows me to have an idea of what I'm doing from above while having a perspective view, or a different type of. Let's go to scale, and you can see, I can see more clearly what's going on there. Now, let's go there, and I can, if I want to resize an object, and it's really small changes, I can click the axis and press shift. So my movement becomes smaller and more precise. Perfect. Almost perfect. Almost perfect. No. We also need to add our the leg of our chair. But before that, I'm going to change the structure of my chair, of my seat, because it's too flat. It's not my liking that it's too flat. It's too petant for me. So what we're gonna do, I am going to come to my X view, as I can see from my X-axis, and I am going to think how my chair should look like. Generally they're not that flat. Generally I should go here. First I am going to Ctrl R, I am going to make two lines, and I'm going to select all this. I am going to lift it a little bit. I am going to deselect this with Ctrl drag click. Then I lift this a little bit. Now I think it's fine like that. You can see here now that it has a little curve there, so it looks more natural, not flat, not petant. I have it there. Let's move this and let's go back to this view. Now we have it there. We need our legs. I'm going to create another line here, and this time what we're gonna do is I'm going to look it through this side. I'm going to create two lines, and I am going to scale them outward. I'm going to look it up there to have an idea where they are. Yeah, I think this is gonna do. A little bit. Yeah, perfect. Now what I'm doing now is, as I guys told you before with the sword, I want to make the lines that are going to work for something, are going to create something with these lines. And what I'm doing now is the point where my legs are gonna be. I am thinking a lot of school chairs, so I'm probably going to go through the design. But you guys can do another type of design. You don't have to make the same design I'm going to try to do. Remember, it's really important to work with references, and we are just doing it with the first thing we are thinking about. So I am going to go to select face, going to select a face, and I am going to extrude it. Perfect. Now I am going to go here, and I'm going to give it an extra line. I made a mistake there because I moved my mouse. And now I am going to scale. Perfect. And now I'm going to make another line here, but this time I am going to deselect. I'm going to only choose this. Perfect. Now what we are gonna do is select this, and we are going to extrude them. This is not the most efficient way to extrude an object, but I don't want to create a a whole Bible of shortcuts, so we're going to stay with what we have now, and we're going to do it this way. I'm going to go to scale, I'm going to scale outward, I'm going to move them down. I am going to extrude them again. Going to scale them again. This time they are gonna go pretty down. Boop. Now, this looks terrible, I know, but we're going to start correcting. So, let's deselect all this. We're going to work in this light. We're gonna go to rotate, and we're going to start rotating. We can also press one of the shortcuts we made the other time, which was it was S, the axis we are moving with, it's the blue one, and 0. This allows us to flatten the lines. I'm going to move this a little bit here. Perfect. And we can do something similar here. Here. Remember, we can select everything with the edge tool. We alt click and everything is selected. Let's rotate a little bit. Perfect. Let's move it here. And we are also going to scale it a little because it's starting to look wider than what is started as. Same thing here. We are going to select all this, and we are going to make it. Now on the other leg. We're going to select them, we are going to rotate, and we are going to press S, theta, set, 0, perfect. We are going to select all this, and we are going to move it there, perfect. Perfect. We can also change our view here. We can go to X-ray and we can have an idea what's going on. And we can now work from here. So let's move here. The issue we're having is that we need to select this one and lift it. Once selected, we can go to Edge, go select Edge, perfect. And it's pretty close. We can correct this now again by just selecting its counterpart. We're going S seed 0 done. S seed 0 done. S seed 0 done. S seed 0 done. S0 done. 0, done. 0, done. Pretty cool. We're also having the same issue as before now. On the lower part, it's way wider than it should be. We can select all this. We can go to scale, and we can make it easy for us. Now another thing chairs have is that the legs don't go directly down, they are a little spread. So we are going to move them there. We're going to select here, and we are going to move them there. Perfect. Also, they are pretty straight forward. Again, this is not common in chairs. Most chairs do have their legs bended toward any direction. So, there. Now it's starting to look like a chair. I want to create another another line here and another line here, because both lines should be pretty symmetrical. And what I'm going to do now is select this vertex and this vertex, and we're going to lift a little bit. What we are doing right now is rounding out a little bit the legs. Once it's done, we are going to go back to edge, select both edge, select with Shift Alt click here, so we have both edges. I want to have pretty good view here, while I have a plain view here. That's weird. Ah, they're rotated. Yeah. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to select with move here. Now I'm going to select with this. Pretty nice. I'm going to make the legs a little longer. Feel like it looks like it doesn't look like a real chair. It's just too low. So there it is. I'm going to select here. Shift Alt select here. I'm going to go to rotate, and I'm going to rotate a little bit there. And I'm going to move a little bit aside. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to create two lines here. Going to go to scale, spread them. Yeah, this is good. Going to go here to select the faces. Now I'm going to extrude. And they're gonna meet. I'm going to press SY0 to flatten. I'm also going to delete these faces. What we're asking why aren't you selecting? Because they are going to connect with the mirror, and as the previous one, they're gonna get hollow. I'm going to select here and here. We're gonna do there and there. Same thing here. We're going to select this vertex. Then here's this vertex, and we're gonna spread a little bit. We're gonna go here, select all this, Shift Alt select here, and we are gonna go to front view, and we are gonna match. Perfect. Really, really nice. Let me get something to drink. Pretty good. Now that we have here, we're going to make two of this. We're going to scale them a little bit closer. And now we're going to select faces. We're going to select this, and we're going to extrude them. We're going to keep moving them. Perfect. We're gonna flatten them, this time on the x-axis, so SX0. We're going to do something different now. We are going to... First of that, we're gonna widen this. Now we are going to select the faces. We're going to do something different than with the faces. The idea here is to try new things, different things, and a different way to make these legs, like we did here, is to extrude them. And now we are going to select this. We're gonna move them. But there. That's pretty good. We are gonna control drag here, control drag down, and control drag there. We're gonna move here, perfect. And now we're going to do here, we're going to extrude. I am actually going to extrude all this. We're going to extrude up. Now we're going to only extrude here. Perfect. So now it's quite similar what we did here by bending the legs. What we're doing now is extruding through a different face. And it's not a big issue because we can always correct this. I mean, right now it's not a big issue. In some aspect, it can become a big issue, but not here. Now, it's pretty simple to correct. Let's always remember that the decisions we make are for the reasons we want. Right now, we're only learning, so there is no major reason for how the chair should look like and how it should be made. So don't get too hung up with, oh, maybe in this animation or maybe this texture won't land with it. Don't worry, here right now we are just making new things, different things. So we have it here, we are gonna rise them. And we are gonna part them away. Yeah, that looks way more like a chair now. Yeah, that's look pretty much like a chair back. And we're also going to move it backward because, yeah, chairs are not straight. No one sits with their back completely straight. We are now going to create a new line here, and we are going to bend it a little bit. Now one here, another little bend. There's small bend. And one here with a small bend. So it's become more organic. We can always select here. We can put a little bit there. I can select here. More a little bit. Actually, we are going to make this here. Here. Now we are going to create another line here. Now this line is going to be a big thing because from here we want to connect both these backs, but we also want to create our whole back. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to extrude. I want to flatten it, so SY because it's on the Y axis and 0. I'm going to delete the face. And they are gonna meet at the end. Perfect. I will lift them a little bit, and I am going to create another line here to make it. Now I'm going to select all those faces. We could actually do from here, but I only want the faces I know I really don't want to mess with. So I actually going to use this one because I'm going to change here, I'm going to change here. So let's be reasonable and only use these ones. I'm going to extrude them. Nice. Now extruded, I'm going to select all the sections, and I'm going to extrude a little bit and scale. I'm going to scale upward. I'm going to. Now you might think, oh, this looks like a mess. Yeah, it looks like a mess, but it's a fixable mess. Actually, we could do it better by other way. We're gonna do it in a easier way for us, which is mostly extrude upward. We're gonna have here extrude downward. We're gonna delete these faces, we don't need them. And we are gonna meet here. We're gonna use this perspective. If you can see, they're not aligned. So Control S Y 0, and they're aligned back. We can do the same thing here. We can look at it with the X-ray. Not aligned. Fix it. Not aligned. Fix it. Again, not aligned. Fixes. Remember, S Y and then 0, and we can fix it. Let me add in the shortcuts. There it is. on our shortcut list. Let's go back to modeling. Perfect. Now I want to keep this flat, and they are on the blue axis, so as set 0. And same thing here, I want to flatten this under the same axis. Then I want to select this and extrude them. So I'm going to extrude, perfect. And I want to make it on the same axis. We can always scale things to flatten them. Actually, we're going to do the same thing here. Now we can don't worry with messing to the back, we can always correct everything. Well, not everything, but we can correct many things. And I can also 0, space 0, perfect. It's starting to look like a chair. Now we're going to select these faces, and we're going to look it through here to a model. I think this is a pretty common spot for a chair. Now here, yeah, it's there. Well, it's too large. We can always correct a little things. We can always make things look good. Remember what's important here is not to create triangles, always to give everything squares. That's actually what we care more about. Perfect. I'm going to create another line here, another line here, and another line here. I'm going to lower this one. So what I'm trying to do now is to do the same thing I did with the seat of my chair. I want to make the edges more comfortable. There. Here. Also to select edges now, and I am going to go here. So this should go a little bit like here. I'm going to deselect this one. I don't want to remodel this section of the chair. Only this one. I'm going to extrude. Then here and here. to add another edge here. Perfect. Yeah, as you can see, we can start to see where are the messes. Depending from our point of view, we can always check where the issues are. So it's always good to check from different standpoints where everything is, how everything looks like. So until here, we're gonna, as I can say, we can always correct here. I am going to set it here. We are going to move this there. Now same thing here. Perfect. Like this one is a little bit there. It's good. Does look like a chair now. But I feel we haven't learned anything new right now. So I'm going to add new information, but in the next step. Before that, let's make some details. Details. Ctrl R. Sorry, Ctrl R. Ctrl R. You can scale them there. Now we can move it there. We can always correct. That's our motto. Now we're gonna do it in a different way. I have another idea how to do this. So I am going to extrude just a little bit. I'm going to scale this axis. Now I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to extrude. Perfect. I'm going to scale to these two axes. I'm gonna flatten them. I'm gonna lift them up a little bit. Perfect. I'm going to extrude them again. This is going to do the effect of the stump of the chair. Now we're going to add new information to this. We're gonna go to object mode, where we can see our object, and we are going to add. Ctrl A for add, go to mesh, going to cube, and we are creating a new cube. We are gonna go to scale it, flatten it. We're gonna flatten it. We're going to expand it, and we're gonna move it. I'm going to get an upper view. Perfect. Now we're gonna scale. Yeah, this is a good place to scale. We can check. This is better. We're gonna expand it here. Yeah, this is a better place. Now we are going to edit mode. We are going to create a line here. I am going to move it a little bit here. And I'm going to extrude here. Yes. I'm going to object mode. I'm going to rotate it a little bit. I'm going to get this view. I am going to, yeah, a little bit. I feel like there is a good spot. Yeah. I am also going to, it's a little cranked. So I'm going to rotate a little bit there. Let's go back to edit mode. And let's change these sections. Yeah. Let's go here. We're gonna round these edges. Let's go to X-ray mode. We are gonna go here. Gonna go here. We are gonna go here. Now here. Here. Going to go another line here. I'm going to make 2 lines here. I am going to scale them. Yeah. Let's get off X-ray. And now I have here, here, and here. I'm going to extrude them down. Yes. I'm going to extrude again. Perfect. I'm going to select edges because I want my shape not to be as drastic as that. So there. I'm going to make another line here. I'm going to move up there and to rotate. Perfect. It's starting to look pretty good. I'm going to make a line here. Nice. As you can see, I want to click my vertex there, but this object is on my way. So I can always take it away by just clicking on the eye here. I am free to keep working. Nice. Now here and here. back here. I'm going to select here, here. I'm going to extrude again. Not much, I only need the what is necessary. And I'm going to extrude here. See, I can reach there, perfect. Let's make another line here. To the left. I'm going to delete these faces, I don't need them. Now, something you might be noticing is that I'm working on a new object, not the same object I was working before. And you might ask, well, how do I work in both objects? How do I mix them at the end of the day? Let's go back to object mode. We have our previous object selected, now we're going to select our older one. We are going to Control D. Oh, I forgot this section. Yeah, so if we do this, this new object is going to come with the same modification we did to the previous one. We can go to the previous one. We can disarm this, and we're gonna do this. I'm going to select this object. I am going to Control D, which is duplication. Control C, Control B. Make a copy of it. I'm going to make this object to mirror the y-axis. Perfect. Now I want that my vertex of each object mix together. Perfect. So yeah, it's the closest to move. Perfect. And I am going to activate it. Now when I move this, oh, it's tried to correlate with a vertex. Now, this is a little of a mess because right now these are two different objects. If we make Ctrl G, to go back, go back, go back. Yeah. Perfect. Now I'm going to go Ctrl G, both objects. I'm going to go to Edit. I'm going to edit vertex. I can join them easier. Now let's go back. I don't want to do this yet. There. this, it's white 0. We can do the similar thing with here. I'm going to select here with object, and I want it to, I have to deselect that option because it's running my drag. There. Now the other one. There. Now I want to select faces, these faces, I delete them. Now I can go to object mode, material, Ctrl T, here, I can do the same, but I want to do it first, so I'm going to deselect that option, going to edit mode, going to here. I want to go back to my lines. This allows me to see the lines of what I'm working on, so I can give it approximately a shape. Now, let's go back to this mode. Let's go here, Ctrl G. There is just one object now with Ctrl G. Ctrl G. Let me add it to the shortcuts. Now that they are one object, I can select them. Go to edit mode, go to vertex. I can select both vertex. I can right click and I can merge vertex. I want to merge it to the last. Done. Why I did to the last? Because it was the last vertex I clicked, I selected. And the last one was the one of the chair, the main chair. I don't want to change that one, so the vertex I do want to change is going to move to the last one. Let's say I grab the one of the chair first, and then the one I want to change. I go again to merge vertex, and I go to at first. There, and I click this time at last, because the last one I clicked was the one of the chair. And this is at first. And at last. Here is at last, merge, at last. So now these are one object. We can do the same thing with the other side of the chair, but that's not required for this tutorial. And we have our chairs, our chair. We could add a light to make it look prettier. We're gonna go to a sunlight. It's not the best, but it's easier to do. And we can go here. Yeah, I want a little of shadow there. Yeah, no, that's too much. So there we have a simple chair, a simple sculpture. I would probably edit this section. I would probably join both of the objects. There is no real need right now to do that. This is a simple tutorial, but it gives you an idea how the process of this work goes. If anyone have any questions, you can leave it on the comments and I will answer shortly or as quickly as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed, and let's see us next time on the next Blender study room.